What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Buckles Locker. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the new videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you all new videos that's posted on this channel. We let me take this off. We 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 got some interesting conversation for the next uh next hour or so. Come on in. We got time today. We got time today. Y'all see the title of the video, right? I know y'all's waiting on me. First down. I don't care about none of that. Um, Let me start this video off by saying this. I need the Baker Bros to. I need you front and center. I need the Baker Bros front and center. The title of the video explains everything I'm about to talk about in this video. What did I tell y'all last video? What did I tell you in the last video? If he stays with the Bucs, it's going to be for loyalty, and I want my flowers. But if he wants to win and win big, the Bucs are not it. And what are we here for? There has been comments, there has been a statement made by Mike Evans via his attorney, his agent. The comments that was made by his agent were verified. It's true. I'm not making this up. These are verified comments. This is a verified statement from his agent, from Mike Evans. So you can fact check me, but I'm just telling you what has been put out into the world, into the football atmosphere, the football universe. I told y'all this. I keep telling y'all the same thing. I don't need to see what's happening with the Bucs. I don't need to think about it. I know what's happening. The Mike Evans situation, not surprised. It's pretty much expected at 32. Now, if he was 27, 28, or his last contract that he did, cool. But he's 32. He comes back to the Bucs for what? What will he come back to the Bucs for? What? They're not championship material. The credentials that he's looking for, we'll get into this, but I want to set the tone. I want the Baker Bros front and center. I want the Todd Bowles defenders. I want the Jason Licht defenders. I want the Baker Bro defenders. I want you guys to come in and talk to me with no emotion. Talk to me about football. Don't tell me how you feel and none of this about that. Don't tell me how you feel about Mike Evans. Don't tell me about how you feel about Baker and Todd Bowles and Jason Licht. Tell me what's the reality of the situation. What is the reality of the situation? Reality don't care about no feelings. You come over here talking about, see, this is how I feel. I don't care about none of that. I care about none of that. I care about how you feel. What's the reality? Probability over possibility. One of my hashtags. I tell you this all the time. The probability that the Bucs are Super Bowl or NFC Championship material is closer to 0 than to 100. Let that sink in. This is not hating on the Bucs. I'm not being pessimistic Pete or negative Nick. This is the reality. He wants I want to go down this list here. He wants a quarterback he believes in. What does that tell you? And here's the shocker. What if Mike Evans do come back? I mean, he believes in Baker. That means, he thinks the Bucs are a top shelf offense. He's going to get a high volume of touches. And he wants a legit Super Bowl team roster. Also, so let's break this down. Let's break each one of these down. Let's break it down. He wants a quarterback he believes in. Baker's not a bad quarterback at all. He's not a bad quarterback at all. He's not a Super Bowl quarterback. So when Mike Evans, just from that statement, paraphrasing, from that statement, if he looks at the landscape, there's several quarterbacks better than him by far. And then there's quarterbacks better than him by a little bit. And then there's Baker. He's not getting into a Super Bowl. I don't care about none of that stuff you Baker bros talk about. I told y'all this 1,000 times. I know I'm exaggerating, but I told y'all this hundreds of times. Baker Todd Bowles combination will not get us anywhere. And people got mad. Oh, you know, they go Bucco Soccer again. Baker Bowles combination does not scream NFC Championship or Super Bowl. And y'all know this. Y'all know this. But hey, who am I? I'm just a little channel over here, just observation. I've been watching the Bucs for a long time. They are so far from the Super Bowl. They are so far from the NFC Championship game. So far from it. Evans, be honest with you, he'll be wasting his time coming back to the Bucs. He'll be wasting a year or two of his career. He's going to the Hall of Fame. It's going to take a while, but he's wasting his time now. I want a quarterback. He wants a quarterback he believes in. Some of you Baker bros are gonna be like, oh, Baker is really like that. He really like that. He had 4,500 yards. Look, Baker is not a high volume, highly productive quarterback like that. His best season of his career was in 2024. And that was an outlier, but that was an outlier season. Clear. And here's the thing. The numbers tell you that was a clear outlier season. But people trying to use that one season to personify Baker's career. What? Read the room. Read the numbers. Read the tape. He had an exceptional offensive coordinator with an exceptional system. Has a good eye for calling plays. The Bucs went 10-7 in spite of Todd Bowles' deficiencies. The reason why the Bucs went 10-7 was because of the offense. Y'all know that. And it was led by Liam Cohen, who should have been the head coach. Let's be real. Let's call a spade a spade. Bygones be bygones. However you feel about Liam Cohen, he should have been the head coach. He's the reason why the Bucs went 10-7. He's the reason why Baker looked good. Outside of Liam Cohen for that one season, Baker has not been an elite quarterback or not even close. He's been an average at best quarterback. The numbers show it and the tape show it. He has moments in the season that he looks good. But as the season progressed, there's too much tape on him to show you that he's not going to reach the upper echelon. And to reach that level, you have to be A. Here's the thing about having a quarterback. If you have the guy, you're going to be in the hunt. Baker's not that. Number two, if you have the roster, in spite of the average quarterback, you will be in the hunt, which the Bucs do not have. That's number two. Number three, if you have an elite coach, you can get to the NFC Championship or make some noise in the playoffs or possibly get to the Super Bowl. The Bucs don't have that either. Number three. Number four, you have an elite GM who makes good draft picks, great draft picks. He has Pro Bowlers. He has up-and-coming All-Pros. He hits it on the draft. And the Bucs don't have that either, which is number four. Four reasons why the Bucs are not going anywhere at all. If you don't believe me, look at the roster. Look at the conversations that the Bucs community are having about this draft class. Read the room, folks. Read the Bucs community. The Bucs fan base. Oh, we need defense. Oh, da, 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 da. Where are we going? Where are we going with this? He wants a top shelf OC. Zach Robinson, that right there stops us. Matter of fact, we can skip the Baker quarter. We can skip the quarterback. You know, he wants a quarterback he believes in. Number two, he wants a top shelf OC. Zach Robinson is not a top shelf OC. Y'all do realize that, right? Let me tap. Come here. Zach Robinson's not a top shelf OC. I can't listen about what you say about the Rams thing with Baker Mayfield. You can't convince me Zach Robinson is a top shelf OC. There is nobody in the chat. There's nobody in the Bucs community. There's nobody on the Bucs roster, coaching staff can tell me Zach Robinson is really like that. Care about none of that. If you take that piece out right there, that eliminates the Bucs. Forget Baker Mayfield. Top shelf OC. That alone eliminates the Bucs. That one piece. Forget the quarterback. Forget the head coach. Forget the GM. We'll get to them. Top shelf OC. Top shelf offensive system. Zach Robinson has not shown that. Because think about it. If he blew it out the water in Atlanta, he would be a head coach. Or Atlanta would have kept him under Stefanski. Because Stefanski runs a Gary Kubiak, Mike Shanahan system. He's more of the Gary Kubiak guy. But Gary Kubiak and Mike Shanahan were hand in hand. Gary Kubiak was a quarterback under Mike Shanahan. Do your research. They created the system, but it was Mike Shanahan's system. But Kubiak became a head coach, and he produced his tree. Stefanski's more Gary Kubiak than Mike Shanahan. Gary Kubiak had a tree too. Now he got some nuances about his system too, and that's Zach Robinson. Well, Zach Robinson is on the. Zach Robinson is on the McVay side. McVay coached under Kyle Shanahan, and people keep trying to connect this Zach Robinson and Baker Mayfield relationship. I don't see it. What's up, King Cook? Brent in the building, Terrence Montgomery in the building, Roy 7796 in the building, Bucky with your girl in the building, Mom for Christ in the building. Who else in the goddamn building? Night Dream 3R3. You wish in the building. You know what I'm talking about? I care about none of that. Got a lot of people in the building. What has Zach Robinson shown you for you to believe that it's a top level OC, top level offensive system? We saw it in Atlanta. They couldn't score the ball. Play call and third downs with an elite running back, 10 times better than Bucky Irvin. Faster, bigger, stronger, more elusive. Home run speed, can catch, do all the things Bucky can do, but times 5 or 10. The Falcons got a better run blocking O-line by far. And it's been like that for years. They have been better run blocking for the Bucs for years. That is a fact. They have had, on average, a top 10 O-line run blocking and a top 10 run game. On average. Consistently. Go look at the Bucs run game rankings for the last several years. Bottom 10. Bottom 5, really. So don't give me that Bucky Irvin crap. No shot at Bucky Irvin, but the Bucs don't have that type of running game. And then you add Zach Robinson, who runs an entirely different system, and you're going to try to make it work. And then Mike Evans wants to be a high volume. He wants high volume touches in a real offensive system. Did y'all watch Atlanta offense? What are we doing here? Hashtag no sugarcoating. And the Bucs media, once again, they continue to do a poor job hyping up nonsense to get the Bucs fans to believe that this OC is going to be this world beater. He's called plays for the Falcons for 2 years. And then before that, he was a quarterbacks coach, third down coordinator. So he's only had 2 years of play calling, which is cool, but he's not produced at a high level. Once again, if he was a hot commodity, he would have been a head coach. Last season, 2024, 2025, or 2026, he would have been a head coach. He'll be a sought after head coach, a sought after OC to be a head coach. Nobody was checking for Zach Robinson except for the Bucs, in my opinion. Daniel Berry Sports Specials 613. Zach Robinson, the only OC with a C report on the report card. What does that tell? Why do the Bucs media do this? They did it with Josh Gazard. They gloat and they try to put people on the pedestals that don't belong there. The Bucs media can be so naive and to preserve their credentials, they don't want to tell the truth. Nothing personal against those people, but they're not looking at the reality of the situation. This is not apples to apples. Zach Robinson ran the same system as Liam Cohen. Oh my gosh, man. God, why didn't they keep trying to do this to themselves? And they have been wrong for several years. Last several years, they've been wrong. They started it in 2022. Oh, Brady. And then they realized that this ain't going well. 2023, they did the same thing. Oh, Baker, deep ball, pass interference, please. That flopped. Then they did it again in 2024. Got to the playoffs, got beat by the Commanders. Going into 2025, we got Josh Gazard. Oh, he really liked that. Third down coordinator. He was working with me and Cohen. Bacon burger. 100 mile an hour hamburger. Right down the middle of the plate. Meatball. Throwing meatballs at the fan base. The Bucs media keep throwing meatballs at the Bucs fan base, and y'all keep eating them. Stop eating them medium meatballs. They're nasty. Keep believing in what they say. What does your eyes tell you? What does the reality show you of what the Bucs are heading at, or what is happening with the Bucs? They got bad contracts. Ownership not great. The GM is not great. The quarterback not great. The coach not great. The roster not great. And y'all keep trying to tell yourself, oh, the Bucs are really like that. The Bucs are more close to a rebuild than a reload. We're at the end phase of this Jason Licht, Todd Bowles, Baker Mayfield era. We're on the cusp of that. Not saying it's going to fall apart in 2026, but we're getting close. Because if they don't produce this year, it's over with. Mopar Buck voice. Over with. Y'all know it too. Y'all can see it coming. What does your eyes tell you? Eyes and ears. What does it tell? What are you hearing? What does your eyes tell you? What's happening with the Bucs? Going into the offseason, in flux. So half your coach staff gone. Most of your coach staff gone. You reloaded with some people. OC that's not great. You got questions on your roster, in particular the front seven. You got some bad contracts with Godwin. You got Vita you got to sign. Then you try to sign Mike Evans and stuff. You ain't got no all pros, no future all pros coming up and coming people that's about to make the jump. The Justin Hamiltons, the Derek Stingley's, the Patrick Surtains, the J.C. Horns, the Mike Jacks. You ain't got none of that. No Jeffrey Simmons. You ain't got none of that. Quentin Williams. You ain't got no Max Crosby's. You ain't got none of that. No hungry young edge players that's gonna get after it. You ain't got none of that. What does your eyes tell you, man? I'm just trying to get y'all to open your eyes and get rid of the feelings part. I know we are Bucs fans till we gone, but you gotta wake up and smell the real coffee. Wake up, Tinkerbell. Wake up, Peter Pan. This is not Never Never Land. Wake up, Peter Pans. Tinkerbells. What are we doing here? Wake up, Tinkerbells. Wake up, Peter Pans. Take the little boy pajamas off and put the big boy pajamas on. Take the Hanes underwear off and put the box of briefs on. Grow up. Look at the reality of the Bucs. Rosters in flux on both sides, really. Don't have a great interior O-line or good. Oh, Cody March. When he come back, he's going to be really like that. You forget you got Graham Barton in the left guard situation still in flux. Still in flux. Kept that. All these talking points. Mike Evans won't touch us. They didn't have it with Baker. Josh Allen will look good with Mike Evans. Mm-hmm. Or he can go to Houston and ride that on out. Because they on the cusp of, they got the Super Bowl defense. You can go to Denver, you know. You can go, you can go to New England. They got the coach. You just need, they need some dogs over there on the receiver side. But I'm saying there's better teams out there. Yep. Broncos, Texans, Bills. If the Ravens get healthy and get their stuff together, you could throw Evans and the Ravens. The Chiefs, if Mahomes get himself together, Chiefs are going to always beat up because, Andy Reid, Mahomes, that's a quarterback right there. Like, what we doing here? You going to stick with the Bucs and do what? Another 8-9, 9-8, make a 7-10, 6-11 season? Wasted year. Can't buy none of that. He wants a legit chance at a Super Bowl. And I think somebody in the chat said this. The Bucs don't even offer that. Keyword, legit chance at a Super Bowl. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Are we looking in a tunnel or are we looking at the bigger picture here? Evans will have more fun playing for other quarterbacks and competing for a playoff run than staying with the Bucs. Let's just be honest. Evans wants a legit chance at a Super Bowl. And he's supposed to come back to the Bucs. Wake up, Peter Pans. Wake up, Ready Player Ones. Get to the real. Take the social media goggles off. Take the fantasy goggles off. And get to the reality of the situation. The Bucs aren't a Super Bowl contender. Care about none of that. Don't care about how you feel about it. Oh, Baker. Jason Licht really like that top 5 GM. No. The Bucs are needed. To truth be told, low key, the Bucs need to rebuild. They do. Fresh. Deal with the 5-12, 6-11. Just deal with it. And just kind of get the players that's supposed to be here that we can win at a high level. You're not winning at a high level with Elijah Clancy and Yaya Diaby leading your defense. That's not happening. Those guys got high floors, but they ain't got high ceilings. Elijah Clancy small, T-Rex arms. He's gonna get hurt. Yaya Diaby too stiff. Vita too old at his position. He don't have any real high level productive years yet left. The fact that if we lose Vita, the defense gonna fall apart. That tells you everything you need to know. Quarterback, 5'11", 5'10". He's not 6 foot. Batted balls all day long. Oh, but he's had the most touchdowns in the last 3 seasons. 35 and 33. Since Baker's been the quarterback of the Bucs, 2023, 9-8. 10-7. That's 18-16. I'm sorry. 19. I'm sorry. 19-16. Then you add last year, 8-9. It's 27-25. 27 wins, 25 losses with Baker as the quarterback. But he's elite though, right? I told y'all 3 reasons why you get to the Super Bowl. The Bucs have none. Let me run it back you again. Elite quarterback. The Bucs don't got that. Elite roster. The Bucs don't have that. Elite coach. The Bucs don't have that. The Bucs ain't even got 1 out of the 3 reasons why you can get the Super Bowl. Just get 1. Just have 1 out of the 3 you can get somewhere. The Bucs don't even have 1 of 3 vital parts to get to the Super Bowl or make a long run in the playoffs. Elite coach, elite quarterback, elite roster. The Bucs have not 1. Not 1 of the big 3. Oh, but the Bucs have Tristan Wirfs. You hanging your hat on a left tackle, a premium position. That is the only player that is untouchable on the Bucs. The only player. Everybody else is touchable, including last year's rookies. Yeah, I said it. Deal with it. I'm telling you, and I said this a couple years ago, the Bucs are going to look like the Arizona Cardinals. They're starting to look like it. They telling you, Bruce Arians did the same thing with the Cardinals. I told y'all this a couple years ago. I said when Bruce Arians got to the Cardinals, they were winning. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, it started going downhill. Go back and look at the Arizona Cardinals. They was winning with BA. Mike was there. Todd Bowles was there. Larry Foote was there. Oh yeah. And then Carson Palmer got hurt. Things started falling apart. The Bucs are heading in the same direction. It's starting to fall apart. And the reason why the Bucs was able to hold on because Jason Licht, he was just drafting to be safe. He was just drafting to maintain. He was not drafting to win at a high level. He was just drafting to maintain his status. But that Super Bowl dressing, that Super Bowl smell, it's over with. Mopar Buck voice. Over with. That's over with. That's 2020, but that's 6 years ago, my boy. 6 years ago, my boy. And you haven't done anything since. Anything. And the closest you got after the Super Bowl was playing the Rams in 2021. Since 2021, or since 2022, you haven't done anything close enough to get to nowhere. It's basically a road nowhere. You do not want to be the team middling around because you're not bad enough to get a top flight player and get some game changers, and you're not good enough to make a real serious run. That is the worst place to be at because you're either trying to win the Super Bowl or you're trying to get the best players on your roster to get to that point. But if you start just middling around, you're not a contender and you're not a bad team. You're just a regular team. You're not bad enough and you're not good enough. You just, 1 year we might get 9-8, and 1 year we might be 8-9 because we had an off day, off year. And then 1 minute we might scratch 10-7 because we got the ball bouncing our way in a few games. You know, those last minute wins last year, everybody was like, "Oh, the Bucs 6-2. They really like that." I warned y'all. I told you when the Bucs were 6-2. I told you. I'm gonna throw eggs in your face about this. I told you. Oh, the Bucs really like that. I was like, Even when early in the season, when the Bucs were like 3-1. Oh, the Bucs they beat the Texans. They beat the Seahawks. Oh, they really like that. I was like, I'm gonna hold mine. And all of a sudden, the Bucs went on a bad spiral. Patriots, Bills, Rams, Lions, Saints, Panthers, Falcons. Like, what? You couldn't be none. You couldn't be. Oh, you just won one game and one game. Legit chance for a Super Bowl. It ain't happening in Tampa. Sorry for ya. Like Tampa got to get they got to get their sugar honey and iced tea together. They're built bad. A lot of y'all don't want to admit that, but they're built bad. Y'all know it. Y'all know they built bad, but y'all don't want to. Y'all pride, y'all ego don't want to admit it. You got fans out here talking about bring Mike Evans back for what? To do what? Farewell tour? You don't want to go see that man win somewhere else? He earned it. Todd Bowles even said he earned the right to go look at the team. If he comes back, he ain't trying to win. I'm gonna be real with you. If Mike Evans come back to the Bucs, he ain't trying to win. First down. He care about none of that. He not gonna win in Tampa, my boy. Say, Mike Evans. Are you trying to win? Yeah. I'm trying to Super Bowl. So why would you come back to the Bucs? Well, you know, because I love my city. You want to get paid and win? Go somewhere else. Because somebody will still pay you. Somebody will still pay Mike Evans, and you get to compete. You gonna turn that down to come back to Tampa? Who's on the verge of a possible rebound? This season can look really bad if that draft class is average. That draft class needs to be elite players. Round 1, 2, and 3. That is the only way the Bucs can turn the fortune around. And also in free agency, they make some moves. If they don't do none of that, they're going, it's going to be, Y'all seen them opponents on that? Y'all seen the opponents. Y'all seen the opponents. The Bucs won't be a terrible team, but they sure ain't going to be elite. So we're going to watch some games. They're going to win some games, but it's go to nowhere. As of now. Key part, as of now. If the Bucs turn around and they first 3 rounds, they get 3 starters on the front 7, and them starters, the draft, they do a really great draft, and they get some impact players, and those 3 guys in the first 3 rounds, they are starters, and they get like 2 veteran free agents, linebacker and a defensive lineman, maybe 2 defensive linemen and linebacker veterans, and they can come in with the rookie class, and boom, it can happen. We saw this. We've seen franchises like the Commanders. They get Jalen Daniels. They go to the NFC Championship game. Y'all remember me a couple years ago. They beat us. We saw the Patriots change coaches and have a draft class and get a couple free agents and boom, Super Bowl. Why can't we do that? Why can't we do that? Jason Licht can do that. But do you do that? Does he have the cojones? Does he have the cojones to say, you know what? My job's on the line, just like in 2020. This is the same scenario. Your job on the line, fam. You can't blame Baker. The last time Jason Licht's job was on the line, he blamed the quarterback. And he went all in and got Tom Brady in the Avengers and drafted Tristan Wilson Winfield Jr. I'm going to remind you every single time. I don't care about the media talking about, they just changed the quarterback. No. Jason Licht knew exactly what he was doing. He needed to win. He needed to win big. And this is the same setup again. Same scenario. Your team is not good. Back then, that team was 7-9. Fast forward 6 years later, or 6 years later, your team 8-9. Think about that for a second. Similar scenario. Team finished under 500. 2019, 7-9. You go get Tom Brady and Avengers, and you draft Tristan Wirfs and Winfield Jr., 2 starters right away. Change your offensive line, change your secondary. Fast forward to 2026, coming off an 8-9 season, team not that good. What's wrong? What's wrong? Same scenario. Your job's on the line because If he didn't get Tom Brady and the Bucs had another losing season, he would have been fired, and y'all know it. Y'all know this. I'm expecting. I'm saying, okay, Jason Licht track record. He got to hit big because Mike Evans is like, man, I kind of want to come back, but this is my criteria. He literally gave y'all the criteria what he's looking for. And when you look at the criteria, when you look at his check boxes, his boxes that need to be checked, the Bucs can't check none of them. Can't buy none of that. They can't check them. Super Bowl contender. Quarterback he believe in. But he cool with Baker. I know what he mean by quarterback he believe in. He talking about like Josh Allen, game changer. Baker's not a game changer. He might scramble around and first down. I really like that. But he's not a game changer. He's erratic. And he's not high volume. So erratic and you're not high volume, low ceiling. It's not like he's highly productive, high volume quarterback. Just got to clean up some things. He's a erratic, low volume quarterback who has a low ceiling. High floor, low ceiling. Y'all understand what that means? Okay. I don't think some of y'all understand what that means. Mike Evans is entering year 13. He ain't got time to be playing with none of that. You want to deal with Ty Bowles 3rd and 28? I was at the game, folks. That, you know what's so funny about that game? That's all I tell y'all. 2025 season is so very similar to 2019. The Atlanta Falcons game, I was there. 3rd and 28, 4th and 14. Just win the game. Just win the game. You win that game, you in the playoffs. Rams beat you, but you're in the playoffs. You're not beating the Rams in Tampa. Bowles don't match up well with McVay or Stafford. Just beast modes. But I'm just saying. 3rd and 28. That right there should have told you what time it was. Elite defenses, elite coaches don't let that happen. If we had a pass rush, that's a sack on one of those downs. Vita was yelling at Hassan Reddick. It should have been a sack. Dawson walked into the tunnel. Went around it. It should have been a sack. It's like, Evans was destroyed by that moment. He was hurt. He gave it his all that game. Whatever he had in that tank, I don't think Evans was 100%, even when he came back. Because he got chopped down, Baker threw a high ball, and he almost got the neck broke again. He almost got the neck broke like Jack J-Mac. That game, Evans put out his heart. He poured his heart out for that game because he wanted the Bucs to win that game. Evans was like, what are we doing? What are we effing doing? 3rd and 28. What the F are we doing? 3rd and 28 to 4th and 14 to a first down. Game winning that took the team. The heart was gone. I don't care about what the media said. Oh, the locker room's still good. Nope. Because after that game, Evans did exactly nothing. The Dolphins game, couldn't do nothing. Panthers game, couldn't do nothing with Mike Jack and J.C. Horn. Couldn't do nothing against Rasul Douglas. Couldn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing in the last Panthers game. He was cooked. He was over it. Year number 13, his window is closing. Somebody said, we need a Saints draft. We need a 2025 Saints draft class. Okay, explain that to me, Jawan Neal 9428. Explain that to me. Like, I want you to explain this here, man, because I'm trying to figure this out. I need you to explain this. What do you mean we need that draft class? Don't give me no shenanigans. Give me no wishy-washy, half ASS answer. I need a real answer in the chat right now. Jawan Neal 9428. I need a real answer right now, front and center. What do you mean by we need a 2025 Saints draft class? Give me that right now. I'll be waiting. David Steele on a 4th and 14. Because Kendra Vildor didn't drop back in his freaking zone. He playing the flats, looking at B. John Robinson. Look, if B. John Robinson catch that little 5-yard flat and he do show ass or do show ASS, then he gets if he gets a 5, that's about a 3-yard flat route, and he takes that 3-yard flat route and he gets 11 more yards, then hats off. But you can't let that man get behind you, Kendra Vildor. He better not be back on the roster. And I remember some folks was talking about him like, oh, we got Kendra Vildor. Kind of good. He's a good backup. Okay, man. Steinbar Sports, what's up, man? Tony Lee, what's up? Cameron Hodges, what's up, man? Splash 613, what's up? I need Jawan Neal to explain that Saints 2025 draft class. Explain that to me, please. They got the left tackle. I'll rock with it. Quarterback, he cooked the Bucs. He cooked the Bucs. That was embarrassing. Tampa's inconsistency in offense is very frustrating. Even with the new hire of Zach Robinson, Evans got to go learn Zach Robinson's system. No thanks. Give me Joe Brady. Give me the Joe Brady system. Let me run around with Josh Allen. I know I'm gonna get the ball. The Buffalo Bills need a Mike Evans. They need a Mike Evans, and Josh Allen is a monster. 10 times better than Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I said it. Can you imagine if Josh Allen was on the Bucs? What would the Bucs be at? Despite Todd Bowles and Jason Light's poor draft classes and Todd Bowles' weak coaching. If the Bucs had if you swap Baker Mayfield to the Bills and put Josh Allen on the Bucs, what you think the Bucs would be? Let's swap quarterbacks. Let's put Josh Allen on the Bucs and put Baker Mayfield on the Bills. Who the Bills make the playoffs in the AFC East? just change the quarterback. Keep everything the same. I'm gonna show the difference. I'm gonna show the levels between Baker and Josh Allen. Just put Josh Allen on the Bucs. Mecca Buka, J Mac, Tez Johnson, Chris Godwin, slow K Dodden, decent O-line, particularly left tackle, right tackle. Bucky Irvin back there with him, Sean Tucker. That's what Josh Allen take. What do you think the Bucs gonna have? What you think? What you think gonna happen with the Bucs? 8-9. We see what Josh Allen doing with the Buffalo Bills with no receivers, no real dogs at receivers. Shakur, that's his number 1 receiver. Dawson Knox, Dalton Kane, who got hurt. Mac Hollins. I'm not Mac Hollins, but he had Mac Hollins, but I'm just saying he had Keon Coleman. Just change one player, quarterback. In my opinion, you change the quarterback and put Josh Allen in the Bucs. The Bucs win 11, 12, maybe 13 games. Just quarterback alone. Keep the same roster. Keep the same weak defense. Because Josh Allen gonna put points on the board and he's gonna make it happen. Bucs offense is so inconsistent. I don't care who they hire. Then they said something about Todd Bowles helping out Josh Gazard in the meetings and stuff. I'm like, man. And here's the thing about Mike Evans. Also, he wants assurance. He wants assurance, not promises. He don't want to hear nothing from Jason Licht about, I promise you, I'm gonna get the team better. He don't want promises. He want to know. He wants to know that are we really gonna be contenders? Somebody said early in the chat that the Texans got David Montgomery. Is that true? I try to tune out the football talk when it comes to that stuff. The Texans got David Montgomery. The Texans trying to win, bro. The Texans were close if they had a better quarterback situation. But look, CJ Stroud not terrible. I think has a low ceiling, a low ceiling, a high floor. But the Texans defense alone will get them 10 wins. Oh, Texas defense alone will get them 10 wins. We saw that. But if you put Josh Allen on the Bucs and Baker Mayfield on the Bills, I don't think the Bills made the playoffs in the AFC East because the Patriots was, and then the Bills made the playoffs because of Josh Allen, really. And you put Josh Allen on the Bucs definitely make the playoffs. And they get 11 wins, in my opinion. What's up, McGee? McGee. The fifth McGee. To the fifth degree. Mike Evans don't want no promises, man. He looking at Jason Licht like, look, don't tell me what you're going to do. I need to know now. I need assurance. I need you to reassure that we're going to win the Super Bowl or we're going to get the Super Bowl. Jason Licht can't assure anything. I think, honestly, listening to Jason Licht and Todd Bowles at the Combine, they know. He's earned the right to go look at other teams. Of course he has. Why wouldn't he? I think they low-key know they want to re-sign him, but they gotta know like we can't give him that bread like that because we're not in condition to give him that type of money. Right? He won't results. He don't want to hear Jason like, oh, I promise you, I'm gonna draft a better defense so it won't be no 3rd and 28s and 4th and 14. Don't get mad at me. Can't buy none of that. I promise. I promise. Back there. I promise you, dog. We're gonna be straight. Pinky swear. All you Peter Pans out there thinking that the Bucs are really like that. Oh, so unwise. So unwise. You think the Bucs really like that? Okay. Don't worry. We'll come back at week 10 in 2026 and be like, what you think? Oh, but we're gonna go on a run. Yeah, okay. I promise Mike Evans, we're gonna get better. I'm gonna do everything I can to get the roster better. And the salary cap projections, I think the Bucs got like what, $20-25 million under the cap. You got to restructure Winfield Jr. and Chris Godwin contract. You got to do that. That'll put you over what, 40 million in free space, but you sacrifice kicking the can down the road in those contracts. Now you're paying Chris Godwin 2-3 more years because you got to add some void years to that. Winfield Jr., you got to take some of his money and convert it over to the bonus. Not saying you got to pay him up front. That's what restructures are. That's why it's called restructure. You're taking money from the future. I mean, you're taking money now and you're pushing it back to the future, or vice versa. You take the restructure, man. The numbers game. Look at the Bucs. They got to restructure. They got to take money and move it around, push it back. We're gonna pay you, but we're not gonna pay you this year. We'll pay you. Let's say you got 50 million guaranteed. Well, we can't pay that this year. We can't pay you. What's like usually up front they got 30 million guaranteed like the first year, whatever. But the rest of them year they got to spread that out. They got to borrow money, borrow from the future to pay for now, and kick the can down the road. We'll pay you later. Kick the can down the road if Winfield Jr. and Chris Godwin contracts. We got to borrow money for the future to pay. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. We got to take this $25 million and push it down the road so we can take $25 million spend right now. But guess what? When it come calling, that $25 million that you owe Chris Godwin and that $32 million that you owe Winfield Jr., guess what? We're going to do some void years behind that. And by that time, they're going to be washed. Chris Godwin, damn near washed. Winfield Jr., he trending. He's small. He's not fast. By the time Winfield Jr. 30, it's gonna be interesting. Because he ain't no Ed Reed, he ain't no Polamalu, he ain't Bob Sanders, he ain't no Kyle Hamilton, he ain't no Nick Umawore, he ain't no Jesse Bates. He ain't none of that. I care about none of that. But if we had a Cam Kitchens or Xavier Watts to cover up Winfield Jr., we'll be all right. Alex 335, what's up, man? The pressure is on Jason Licht. Can Baker and Zach Robinson meet Mike Evans standards? Right now. Can Baker Mayfield, Zach Evans, or Zach Robinson meet Mike Evans standards? The Bucs must show, here's my little notes. The Bucs must show they can be real contenders, not a fringe playoff team. Can the Bucs show Mike Evans they are real contenders, not a fringe team? High volume touches. He wants to catch a lot of balls. He wants a big season. He wants a 80, 90 catch season, 100 catch season. That ain't happening. You're going to stunt Emeka Ogbuka's growth. You're going to stunt J. Max growth. And you're going to stunt S. Johnson's growth. If you force feed Mike Evans the ball, deep ball, pass interference. Because Mike Evans is not a top tier route runner. He can make some deep ends and some deep comebacks and stuff like that, or deep curls, but he ain't no that guy. You see Mike Evans' legs? He can't deuce nobody. He want high volume touches at the cost of our young guys. That alone y'all should be questioning right there. Like Jason, like, don't do it, bro. We drafted a first round receiver last year. We got to see a jump. Got to see a jump. Sorry, Emeka Ogbuka. You got to have Jackson Smith a jigba season, buddy. It is what it is. You're a first round pick, man. I don't care about none of that. Care about none of that. Oh, you got to be easy on Emeka Ogbuka. Nah, I want to see 90 catches, 1,400 yards, and you the number one receiver. And Jay back number 2, Ted's number 3, Godwin 4. But Godwin make too much money to be a 3 or 4. And he's going to stunt the growth of the young guys. You got all these resources in receiver, and you want to bring Mike Evans. What are we doing? No sugarcoat. He can't get high volume touches here, man. Can't. The teams that fit Mike Evans' criteria: the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, Joe Brady plus contender. Yeah. The Chiefs, Mahomes, elite offensive play caller, Andy Reid. The 49ers, Brock Purdy, Shanahan, Super Bowl roster when healthy. They still got to the playoffs with a beat-up roster on defense. Not counting some other teams. The Texans, the Broncos, not counting some other teams. There's a lot of pressure on Mecca Ibuka. 90 catches, 1,000 yards. Anything less than that, you did this, Jason Licht. You drafted a receiver in the first round, knowing you needed a linebacker and a pass rusher. You said, I'm good on that. We're going to be straight with Savasi Dennis and Kalijah Clancy. You did that to yourself. All the resources and receivers. Now, last thing I'm going to say, can Mike Evans stay in Tampa? Of course he can. But they got to convince him that they're contenders, and that's going to be a hard sell. That's number one. Now, don't get me wrong, he loved Tampa. Mike Evans been here since 2014. He know the Tampa streets. He know Trey Foe. He know Deuce. He know Lucio. He know Grant Park, Jackson Heights, College Hill, Central Park. Went to my Clare Mill, Palm River. You know what I'm saying? Progress Village. He know the plant. He know the plant city. He know TC. He know TT. He know Cross Fletcher, North Tampa. You know what I've been around since 2014. I named all the areas that matter to me. But he loved the city, but the team don't fit the criteria he's looking for. Gonna be a lot of sad faces out there. Bum, 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 bum. A lot of sad faces gonna be out there. March 11th, March 9th to 11th. Teams are going to line up and say, Mike Evans, you want to win? We got a better offer. You want to go play with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes? You're going to get the ball. You play with Patrick Mahomes, you're going to get the ball. Rasheed Rice, Hollywood Brown, no. You want to go play with the Texans? Come on, man. That's where you're from. You want to go play with the 49ers? Sure. When they're healthy, 49ers are a problem. They got to stay healthy. Or you want to go play with the Bills? You want to play with the Ravens? You can't have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin on that roster in 2026. They both can't exist. They can't do it. Too much money. Godwin is your leading receiver as far as salary, but you can't have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin on that team this year. Can't do it. It's too much money. And Mike Evans gonna want probably $22 million. You paying Chris Godwin way too much money. So Chris Godwin gonna be a de facto number one because of his salary. It's sad, but it's true. And the Bucs gotta act fast. And the funny thing about it is, lastly, I'll say this: the criteria tells you everything you need to know how he's looking at the Bucs. Yep, Seattle is a sneaky fit. Seattle is a sneaky fit. That depends on if they pay Jackson Smith-Njigba. If they don't pay him, they make him wait one more year and sign Mike Evans for a 2-year deal with 1 year guaranteed and the second year optional. They can do that, but they can't pay Jackson Smith-Njigba and Mike Evans. If they can hold off on Jackson Smith-Njigba, and they can sign Mike Evans. Mike Evans, I told y'all what time it was. $80 million with a great roster. John Snyder leaps and bounds better than freaking Jason. I can't draft deep and linebackers. Zion McCullough and Chris Godwin contracts are terrible. You might even have to restructure Luke Gedicke's contract and Tristan Wirfs' contract to make a big splash. Well, take me through there. You might have to structure 4 or 5 contracts to go get some guys. And guys ain't lining up coming to the Bucs. Y'all seen that report card? I'll make a video on that too. Anyway, but that's all for this this episode of Buckles Locker. I'm good over here, folks. No worries, no stress, just tired. Had a long weekend. Get with the program and get left behind. Shouts out to all the Piracy Bandits. Thank y'all for joining for this hour on Buckles Locker. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the videos, and don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you of all new videos that's posted on this channel. With that being said, fire those cannons, seize the day, raise a flag. One hashtag today. Hashtag no sugarcoating. Buckles Locker, signing out. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. Peace.